If this is your first time, welcome.
Yes, welcome. And really quick, we just need to say that parents and instructors are the gatekeepers of edutainment videos.
Right. Our informational videos cannot address all situations.
But before we even touch a tool or talk about techniques, we have to talk about the rule. And that rule is never cook without an adult. Like, always have an adult present in the kitchen.
Our mission today is to learn how to be safe, smart, and totally confident in the kitchen.
I love that. Okay, so I'm looking at the first handout now. If you're following along, look at the document titled Kitchen Rules First. We'll go through this together.
Sounds good. Let's stay in order.
Right. Let's start at the very top. Rule number 1.
Proper hand washing.
Yeah, and we are not just talking about a quick splash of cold water here. I mean the full 20-second rule.
Right, the real deal.
You need warm, soapy water, and you scrub while humming the happy birthday song from beginning to end twice.
So why the strict time limit, though? Because, most kids, and honestly a lot of adults too, they just sort of rub some soap, rinse for 5 seconds, and call it good.
I know. But it comes down to just basic microbiology. Soap literally needs physical time to work.
Oh, like it takes a second to activate.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
Soap molecules actually have to surround the invisible oils and dirt on your skin. That's where the germs hide.
Ugh, gross.
Right. And if you don't scrub for a full 20 seconds, you just aren't giving the soap enough time to break apart the germs and lift them off your skin so they go down the drain.
That makes a lot of sense. And I imagine this isn't just a one and done thing before you start.
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah.
You have to wash your hands after touching raw meat, obviously, but also after you pet your dog or, even if you just touch your face.
If you like this or learned something new today, please consider subscribing to the channel.
We always appreciate that. Okay, moving right along to rule number 2, long hair must be tied back.
Right. Pulling long hair back. It might seem like just, basic hygiene. Nobody wants a stray hair in their pasta.
No, thank you.
Right. But the mechanical danger is actually the much bigger issue here.
Because if your loose hair falls forward and catches in those beaters, it's not going to end well. Rule number 3, must wear proper clothing and shoes.
Why are clothes such a big deal? It's just cooking dinner, right? It's
Yeah.
not a construction site.
Well.
Actually, wait, you know what? I can answer my own question here.
Oh, let's hear it.
It's like wearing the right gear for a sports game. You wouldn't go out and play soccer in flip-flops and a heavy winter coat, right? Because it totally messes up how you move.
That is the perfect analogy.
Yes.
In the kitchen, your brain doesn't naturally track the extra fabric hanging off a baggy hoodie string or long sleeves.
So you might reach across the stove and think you're safe, but your sleeve just sweeps right into the fire.
Exactly. Closed-toe shoes protect your feet if a heavy tool falls. And that Kevlar glove. That's our ultimate safety gear, but we'll get into that when we talk about knives.
Sweet.
Okay, rule number 4. No touching your face or hair.
Even if our hands are washed, our face and hair carry invisible germs. So if you scratch your nose, you got to wash your hands all over again.
Oh, right. Which actually leads perfectly into rule number 5. No putting fingers in mouth, nose, etc.
Yeah, it's just a gentle, funny reminder here. Fingers stay on the spatulas and mixing spoons, not in the nose.
I feel like that's just good advice everywhere, not just the kitchen.
Right, but especially when we're making food for other people.
Okay, let's look at rule number 6. It says all sneezes and coughs must go to jail. Look, you can't always stop a sneeze, but you absolutely can control where it goes. So the second you feel it, you step back, you turn completely away from the food, and you sneeze directly into the crook of your elbow.
The inside elbow area.
Exactly. The inside elbow is germ jail. It traps all those fast-moving droplets so they don't go flying across the room.
But, okay, what if instinct just takes over? Like they panic and accidentally sneeze right into their hands?
Hey, it happens to the best of us. If you use your hands, you just stop whatever you're doing, turn around, and go right back to rule 1.
Back to the sink.
Yep. Wash those hands again for 20 seconds. Happy birthday, twice.
Okay, so the hands are clean.
Let's stay in order here, looking at the next part of the page. Rule number 7. Listen to the instructors.
Oh, this is huge. Your instructors, whether that's your teacher, a parent, whoever they are, they can see the whole room so they know where the hot pans are and they just keep everyone safe.
This brings us to rule 8, which is read and follow directions.
The fancy professional term for this is mise en place, right?
Yes, it's French for putting in place. But really, it just means you read the whole recipe fully before you start. You gather every single tool, you measure your ingredients so you aren't rushing around later.
Read the recipe twice.
Now, I have to admit, reading a recipe twice always feels a little, I don't know, unnecessary. Like, isn't reading it once enough?
You know, it is really common to feel that way, but that first read isn't actually for cooking. You're checking to see if you actually have all the ingredients, the right tools, and, well, the time.
Oh, right, or catching those awful surprise steps, like when it suddenly says, chill overnight, right in the middle of the instructions.
Yes, exactly. That is the worst feeling. So the first read is to gather your supplies, and then that second read is for carefully following the steps while you are actually cooking.
Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Rule 9 is follow knife safety. And I know for a lot of parents, handing an 8-year-old chef's knife is a terrifying thought.
It's totally natural to be nervous. When you teach them the actual mechanics of how a tool works, they develop a healthy respect for it, rather than just fear.
Right, and there is this one rule that sounds so backwards to people. You say a sharp knife is actually much safer than a dull one.
It is massively safer.
Explain the physics of that for us. How is a sharper blade safer?
A dull knife has a rounded edge. It doesn't want to bite into the food. So if a child tries to cut something hard and round like an onion with a dull knife, the blade resists. But a sharp knife, it just bites into the skin of the food the instant it touches it. The tool does the physical work. You barely use any pressure, so you stay in calm, complete control.
Okay, so the blade is sharp, but how do they hold it? Because holding it like a hammer gives you zero control.
Right, so we teach a specific grip for the knife hand. You grip the handle with your bottom 3 fingers, but your thumb and index finger actually move forward and pinch the base of the metal blade itself.
The pinch grip.
Exactly. It locks the knife into your hand so it feels like an extension of your arm.
And what about the other hand, the guiding hand that's holding the onion?
That is where the bear claw comes in. So rule number 10, use the right tool for the job. If you need to open a can, you use a can opener. This brings us to rule 11, no running or horseplay.
The kitchen is not a playground.
Cooking isn't just standing still. You're moving around hot ovens and other people.
And when they are back in the kitchen moving around, there is a very specific language they need to use.
You have to speak loudly. If you walk behind someone, you say, behind, so they don't step back into you.
And if you're coming around a corner,
You yell, corner. If you have a tray from the oven, you yell, hot. And if you're carrying a knife to the sink, you call out, sharp.
it just keeps everyone totally aware of where the danger is.
Exactly. And speaking of danger, in the hot zone, always assume all metal pans are hot.
Oh, yeah.
And keep your pan handles turned inward on the stove.
Right, because if the handle is sticking out over the edge, someone walking by can bump it with their hip.
Turn the handles in so they can't be bumped. And here's the last one for our first page. Rule number 12, don't talk about other people's food.
Having kind words about food, especially when it comes time to actually taste what we've cooked. We should never call someone's food gross or disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
What you dislike, someone else might absolutely love.
Totally.
And using negative words just ruins the fun for everyone who is trying new things or stepping out of their comfort zone.
Yeah. Like my grandmother said, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all.
That is perfectly said. It is all about keeping things kind and encouraging so everyone has an enjoyable experience.
The no thank you bite. Can you explain this concept to me?
Oh yeah, the no thank you bite. So the rule is everyone has to take at least one bite of what they cooked.
Right. You put in the work, you have to try it.
But if you genuinely don't like it, you don't have to eat the rest. You just politely say, no thank you.
And to see how well everyone listening has absorbed this, we had a quick pop quiz.
Ooh, all right, get ready.
Question 1. What songs should you hum twice while washing your hands?
I'll give you a second. It's the happy birthday song.
Spot on. Question 2. What are the 4 safety words you should call out when moving around the kitchen? Quick bonus safety notes. Tie hair back, read the recipe twice, clean as you go, and keep food comments kind. Little habits like these help everyone cook safely, confidently, and respectfully. Now that we've covered the essential kitchen rules, the next step is the most important safety skill in any cooking class: knife safety.
Absolutely crucial.
In episode 2, I'll show you exactly how to teach knife skills safely and confidently.
You definitely don't want to miss it.
If you're teaching kids to cook at home, in a camp, or in a classroom, subscribe and follow this instructor series so you don't miss the next lesson.
And don't forget to download the kitchen rules and knife safety handouts in the description to use before your next class.
Thank you so much for joining us on this walkthrough, and have a wonderful time cooking, everyone.